Thank you very much, the CEO. Thank you very much, the CEO, Full Page Innovation. We want to appreciate you for the sponsorship you have given to us for this webinar that is meant to open the eyes of as many of us that are on call to what business is like even today. So the topic is saying understanding leverage and building leverage system. Please, if you can hear me, use your emoji to indicate that you can hear me loud and clear. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So the topic says understanding leverage and building leverage system. An addendum to the topic said redefining business operation for wealth creation and multi-level earning. You agree with me that most people in Nigeria struggle financially, not because they lack opportunities, but because they don't understand leverage. Most people do not understand leverage. And that is the most reason why you see most people fall into a lot of scams. Over the past 2 years, my deep understanding of leverage and leverage system building has enabled me to earn income on a daily basis. And that is why you must get this proper understanding. I want to congratulate you for finding time to be on this call. And I want to assure you that before we get to the end of this section, you would have learned, you would have become a better person than when you joined this call. You will get a proper understanding of what leverage is and how you too can also leverage. You will agree with me that many people work hard but remain broke. Why? Because they trade time for money without system. That is a trap we must escape. And if you are listening to me very loud and clear and you know that you want to escape the trap, you can use an emoji to indicate. It's a trap that we must escape because most people work hard. You can't imagine working so hard and you are earning very little. We will start by also establishing clear definition of some core concepts. Number one of the concepts we want to look at is business operation. What is business operation? What is wealth creation? What is multi-level earning? Business operation is the day-to-day activities, systems, and processes a business uses to deliver value, serve customers, and generate income. That is business operation. And that is why the topic is saying there is need for us to understand leverage and how we can also build a leverage system. The business of the 21st century is not the type of business our forefathers have done. Gone were the day when we had the period of the industrial economy, the agricultural economy. Things have changed. And as many of us are on call, you must come to that realization of the fact that things have changed. And if you continue to do things, carry out your business operation the way it is carried like 20 or 15 years back, then definitely you will be getting it wrong. That means you'll be among those that walk till they die. So business operation have changed. And that is the essence of this webinar this evening. I want to appreciate the sponsor of this webinar, because I know that at the end of this webinar, a lot of people will encounter some shift in their mindset. Then wealth creation, the strategic process of building sustainable income. When you talk about wealth is different from when somebody is rich. Wealth is not only measured by the money you have in your bank account. Wealth is measured both in money, in properties, in landed properties, in shares, cumulatively. So when you talk about wealth creation, you are building something that will continuously be bringing in money for you continuously. So the strategic process of building sustainable income, assets, and financial growth over time through smart investment. Take note of this word, smart investment and value creation. Look at the third concept we want to look at before we delve fully, so that we get better and clearer understanding of what leverage is all about. The next is multi-level earning. That is earning multiply. Then it is by definition, you can say multi-level earnings is a structured income system where earnings come from multiple sources or levels, such as personal effort, team performance, and leverage systems rather than a single stream. In multi-level earning, you don't earn from your effort alone. You earn from the effort of many persons. And that is where I want to announce to us that is where leverage comes in. And that is why if you're on call today, you must count yourself very lucky to have access to this body of knowledge. And I want to be seriously asking God to open our eyes of understanding to be able to convert this body of knowledge into actionable plans, so that at the end of this webinar, you will not only be working hard, getting yourself personally engaged. You earn only when you get to work. No. The age we are in today, you can earn while you are right at the comfort of your home. And I want to also announce to us that it's not all the young people you see that are always indoor that are Yahoo boys. There are a lot of people who are engaged in remote job. Those people are leveraging. So we will now proceed by getting the proper understanding of what leverage is. What then is leverage? We are talking about, we want to get the understanding. Okay, this is leverage. Fine, we have gotten to know what is leverage. Then the second aspect of the webinar, okay, how do we now build a system? And we are going to also, as this webinar proceeds, we're going to give us instances of people who have built leverage, and so that by the time we also want to come up with our own system, it becomes easy. So let's move very fast because of our time. Leverage remains one of the most transformative principles in entrepreneurship, leadership, wealth creation, and multi-level earning. So if you are there, I know I have some entrepreneurs on call, some business people on call. If you do not make any arrangement, if you do not build a system where you can be making money whether you are there or not, then you are in for something else. However, beyond the common forms of leverage lies a deeper, often overlooked dimension, which is underground leverage. We have what is called underground leverage. This refers to the invisible systems, habits, relationships, and structures that quietly but consistently multiply results over time. This is another side to leverage, where your social capital or asset prepares ground for wealth creation. In practical terms, many successful individuals are not necessarily working harder than others. That is the truth. Let me give you an instance of Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook. He's not, the young man makes his money at the comfort of his home. And when you go through Forbes release of the richest people in the world, you see him somewhere around the second. And this young man, what he does, he is not as if he's working harder than Aliko Dangote, who is an industrialist. He's not working harder, but the young man had leverage. He has leverage. That is a practical example of what leverage is. They have built system. Facebook is a system. All your bank apps are systems that work for them continuously. Example, like I mentioned, is Mark Zuckerberg, is Elon Musk. Then, as noted by Robert Kiyosaki in his book titled Rich Dad Poor Dad, or author, the rich don't work for money. Please, let's get it very clearer that the rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. This statement reflects the essence of leverage. Success in a leveraging system is dependent on seamless duplication. The power of leverage is in passive income. When you are leveraging means you are earning passively. But when you are directly, if it has to do with your effort directly, then it is not leverage. That is active income. The power of leverage is hidden in passive income. Let's take note of that. A leverage system is sometimes referred to as underground leverage. And this is what sustains business success when effort is no longer directly applied. It is what keeps a business running, a brand growing, and influence expanding, even in one's absence. And Robert Kiyosaki defined leverage. He said it is the power to earn more and more while working less and less, either by having people or money work for you. So when you are leveraging, you are working less, you are earning more. It's either by having people working for you or money working for you. So from the story shared, one can imagine why leaders might prefer receiving a small percentage. There are some of our leaders, we have their story already, who will prefer to receive small percentage from subscribers or sale rather than taking a one-time payment of millions or even billions. Though this information I'm about to share is unverified or not based on any official agreement, it may be viewed as a hypothetical gentleman's agreement, or perhaps as a reflection of the flaws often associated with corrupt systems, where some leaders may prioritize a personal gain over the welfare of the masses, even when the investors or service provider place burden on the people. The story I'm about to share is the story of Obasanjo. We've all heard about his story when MTN came to Nigeria, I think in 2001. The man decided to request for just 1 naira from every subscribers of MTN. You say, though this from subscribers of MTN, and this illustration, let us take it as an example. of leverage. We also have example of that is the Obasanjo now with MTN. We also have another example of Awolowo with Coca-Cola. These are people, and that is why this will collaborate what Robert Kiyosaki said. Rich men, successful people, they have one thing in common: they are so intelligent. And that is why the essence of this webinar is to open our eyes of understanding, so that we should be able to identify leverage at different fora. So as we proceed in this lecture, you will gain a deeper understanding of legitimate leveraging. There are legitimate leveraging. Some of us who do Ponzi scheme, who want to invest into a place where you do nothing, you don't work. They will tell you, put in your money, you don't need to work, you don't need to do anything, and the money will continue to multiply. Let's be mindful of that. And that is why the essence of our lecture is to get us proper understanding how systems, how structures, and how strategic positioning can be used ethically to multiply value, create wealth, and produce sustainable results. Having established a solid background of leverage, let's move. What then is leverage system? What is leverage system? Leverage system is the strategic use of available resources to achieve greater output than would normally be possible through direct effort alone. When you have a system that will make it possible to keep earning, you create a bridge that as many people as possible crosses that bridge, you earn. Let me take an instance of some of us who are doing one little business or the other. Sometimes we do not understand leverage, and that is why we suffer so much using our efforts to work. So leverage system is that strategic use of available resources to achieve greater output than would normally be possible through direct effort alone. According to Naval Ravikant, an entrepreneur and investor, opined that leverage is about doing more with less. You do more with less, especially by using tools, capital, and network. Thank God for Full Page Innovation. And the CEO has already given us a hint into what Full Page is all about. Full Page is a platform that has been created for people to leverage, for people to earn even when they are sleeping. And that is what leverage is all about. Earning when it doesn't have anything to do with your direct effort. Okay, I hop into my bank app at any point in time. I carry out certain transaction. The owner of the bank in the comfort of his home makes money. That is leverage. I hop into OPay. I buy my airtime, buy my data, do my GoTV or DSTV subscription. The owner of OPay in the comfort of his home makes his money. Jonak said one thing, and I will quote: if you understood residual income, you would walk through a brick wall to get it. You know how a brick wall is? That means you will go through the toughest of situation or scenario to get it. You might even sell everything you have to get it. If you understand residual income. Another word for passive income is residual income. Another word for leverage income is residual income. So let's move now. The forms of leverage. What are those forms of leverage? How would you, if we want to describe leverage, how do we describe it? Number one, we have time leverage. Using other people's time to expand productivity. That is time leverage. Number two, we have financial leverage. Using borrowed or invested capital to increase return. Then number three, we have knowledge leverage. You can leverage the knowledge of others. We have instance of the owner of Microsoft Word. I think that is Bill Gates. He never had knowledge of Microsoft Word or technology. But what he did was that he leveraged the knowledge of people. He had the resources. He had the money. He now brought those who know, those who have the know-how, and they now put their knowledge into place. He leveraged it. So applying expertise or intellectual property. We have example of Aliko Dangote. Is leveraging the knowledge of hundreds of people in the country and even in some other countries outside outside Nigeria. So we have time leverage, financial leverage, knowledge leverage. Then we also have network leverage. This type of leverage, most of us, we don't exploit. This type of leverage is also called social capital. It's also called your social asset. Utilizing relationship and influence. The contacts on your phone is your social asset. Where you should be able to, through your contacts, all the contacts on your phone, create a system whereby you make money. Let's assume you are into a business. The contacts on your phone is a tool for you to generate income. That might not be the topic for today. So while these forms are visible, they rely heavily on deep hidden systems. Let's take note of what leverage is all about. Leverage sometimes is not visible. Leverage might be your relationship with people. You see, without structure, leverage will collapse. Without structure, leverage collapse. And that is why when some of these Ponzi scheme, after some months, you see them, they will break down. They do not have a system. They do not have a structure. They only come on board to manipulate people, and at the end of the journey, they will walk away. This is why underground leverage is critical. It sustains and amplifies all visible leverages. Let's move. What is underground leverage? Underground leverage can be described as a hidden infrastructure behind success. It includes systems, routines, and intangible assets that consistently produce results. Yeah. In Nigeria, many people struggle with the idea of paying for access or opportunity. The moment money is mentioned, interest often fades away. There is strong preference for free offers. Yet, ironically, these free options frequently come with hidden costs that leads to poor outcomes or missed opportunity. This mindset has significantly limited the ability to build true leverage, because leverage, whether in business, in knowledge, or network, often requires intentional investment, not just passive participation. Avoiding cost at all times can mean avoiding growth. If you are to build sustainable leverage, we must begin to see value beyond price. Are you with me? Please, if you are with me, use your emoji to indicate that you are really following. So if we are to build sustainable leverage, we must begin to see value beyond price. See value beyond price if you must build a sustainable leverage, and understand that strategic investment is often the bridge between where we are and where we want to be. Strategic investment. One of my mentors in person of Dr. Olumide, when he started his journey in real estate, he paid a price. He invested. He bought hectares of land when it was cheap, and he left them there for so long, and over time now is reaping it. There is no wealth creation without you putting in your resources. If somebody come and promises you, come and join us on this movement, you don't need to pay any money. You don't need to do anything. We will work with you. You will just be making money, or maybe just pay one-time money. The money will keep multiplying. Let's be mindful of those people. If you must build leverage, you must be engaged, and it must be intentional. Let me illustrate. I connected Mr. A to buy a product from Mr. B. Okay, that is what is common in Nigerian business. An ideal leveraging situation will demand, please let's take note. I say I connect Mr. A to buy a product from Mr. B. Ideal leveraging will demand that I get paid a percentage, right? But in Nigerian business operation, most times what we get is thank you. If you agree with me, use the emoji to tell me you agree with me. In Nigerian business operation, we connect people for free. Where we are supposed to leverage, we do not leverage. And this is because we don't have a good or proper understanding of what leverage is. Connect people for free. So most times they will tell you thank you. Let's look at an example of leveraging beyond the literal illustration that I've given. Number one, automated business processes. Number two, personal discipline and productive habits. Number three, strategic partnership and alliance. Brand reputation and credibility. Digital platforms that generate income passively. There are a lot of digital platforms. You can create your own. You can be part of those legit digital platforms that will be earning you money. Like I was saying that over 2 years ago, that I had a better understanding of what leverage is. I earn every day. You might be asking me, how do I earn every day? With proper understanding of what leverage is, I have invested, I put in resources here and there that makes me money every day. Just like the roots of a tree determines its growth, underground leverage determines the strength and scalability of any endeavor. Without strong roots, visible success cannot be sustained. So research in systems thinking suggests that long-term success is driven more by system than goals. We have instances of a lot of organizations that have existed over 100 years. It's massive. So this reinforces the importance of focusing on what operates beneath the surface. Focus on what operates beneath the surface. Look at the importance of underground leverage. Underground leverage provides several critical advantages. One, sustainability. Systems ensure continuity even in difficult times. Let me give us an instance of the bank. The bank is a system. The owner of the bank is leveraging. It's leveraging your money. It's leveraging your time. It's leveraging your effort. And that is what they do. And that is why they have built a system. And I think bank in Nigeria would have, like First Bank and Union Bank should be one or two of the oldest bank in Nigeria. And they've existed over a long period of time. Have you asked yourself why? Because there is a system, there is a structure. Systems ensure continuity even in difficult times. We must get this proper understanding, and that will help us to escape Ponzi schemes. that will come and tell us a lot of stories. Then
CBS looked legit. They had real staffs. They paid people for months, but it was all part of the plan. For those people that don't know what CBS is, CBS was presented to be an investment scheme that they claim they make their money from crypto trading. They had real staffs. They had a physical building. They had WhatsApp and Telegram support group. It looked like a well-structured business from the outside, but it was all a Ponzi scheme. How did they gain people's trust? They built their confidence slowly. They were paying people small. They offered referral bonus so that other people can join. They made their customer support system to be very strong, that they respond to people's complaints immediately, and they also made their withdrawals to be quick as at the beginning. So a lot of people trusted it and they were investing more. Some even borrowed money to invest, and some even convinced their family members to join. So how did they make the money they use and pay you? They are not making money from any crypto trading or any business. They just use money from new investors to pay the old investors. For example, if you invest 100,000 today, they'll take your 100,000 to pay someone that invested last week. Tomorrow, if another person invests 200,000, they'll take that 200,000 to pay you. It is not magic, it is just mathematics. So as new people are signing in, they'll keep having more money to pay the old people. Most of their staff, do they know too? Most of them don't know. They're just doing their regular job. Customer care, social media, account officers. They just change them to answer questions confidently. They don't know the full story. Some of them even invested their money too. So what most of these projects can do when they're about to crash is that you start seeing some upgrade messages, you start seeing some changes in their payout structures, you see sudden silence in the group. They might even tell you that your funds have been locked and you need to pay a certain amount of money to open it. It is all part of the plan. So how do they disappear? You just see that there's sudden silence in their group, their support groups, their social media, nothing. Nobody is saying anything again, because that's the time even the staffs are going to realize that it is all a scam. People behind it will walk away with millions, leaving innocent people confused and broken. Can they come back again? Yes. These same people will come back again with new name, new logo, new promises. They might come back as maybe real estate investors. They might say they are agricultural investors. They might even say they are travel agents, that you should invest your social amount of money, that they want to use to and plant potatoes somewhere, that after it has harvested and they have sold it, they will come back and give you your profits. They will come back again. They will use another scope. If you are not careful, you will invest again. Please protect your money. Don't be moved by staffs. They have building, they are paying fast. All these things are part of the plan. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Let's learn, let's warn others. Let's make this CBS a lesson so that we'll not end up wasting our money on fake investment. Yes, they are real investment too.
We have scalability. Growth becomes possible without proportionate effort. That means in scalable, it's not only your effort that counts. When you are leveraging, you don't earn only from your effort. You must get that understanding of leverage. Then number 3, we have stability. Risks are minimized through structured processes. Efficiency, time and energy are used optimally. As emphasized by James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your system. You don't rise. Your goal can be as far as heaven. Your goal can be as far as heaven, but that it has nothing to do with how successful you will become. But the system you build, the structure you build, can go a long way, to assist you. So this highlights why systems rather than effort alone determine long-term success. It is system. Effort alone does not determine long-term success, but the system is very important. Let's look at what John D. Rockefeller said. He said, I would rather earn 1% of 100 people's effort each than 100% of my effort. I don't know whether we got that very right. That is John D. Rockefeller. He said, I would rather earn 1%. That means it is better you earn from multiple persons than you earning 100% from your effort. Some people die in the processes of earning all alone. Components of a leverage system. Let's take note of the components of a leverage system. That if a system, when you have access to any system, these are the things you are going to look at. These are the things that makes up a leverage system. Number 1, there must be a vision, a company that is running with a vision. Number 2, there must be a structure, organized processes and workflow. Then there must be technology, there must be people, there must be data, information used for decision making. Each component plays a vital role. For example, technology without people leads to inefficiency, while people without structure lead to chaos. Effective leverage requires alignment. Let's look at building leverage system. Building underground leverage system is a deliberate process. It involves identifying repetitive tasks, automating processes, using digital tools, delegating responsibility to capable individuals, creating standard operating procedures, then building reliable partnership. This approach highlights some management theories that emphasizes process optimization. In practical Nigerian business environment, this could mean using WhatsApp automation for customer engagement, employing virtual assistants, or creating structured sales funnel. Let me educate us a little about funnel. Average Nigeria engage in a hit and run like business. Let's take note of that. Average Nigeria, if you're a business person listening to me, average of us, we do a hit and run, and that affects business in the country, in Nigeria. And that's why most business will not last long. People will not be able to build a good customer relationship, and before you know, everything collapses. So you will see they do a hit and run business. They find it difficult to keep track of customers and even create an avenue for prospective customer. Funneling is an act of keeping track of business customers or prospective customers over time, who will eventually, after much follow-up and education, will become a potential customer. This is another concept on its own that we will likely look at another time. So when you are a builder of leverage, you should be a builder of relationship. You should be able to build relationship. There are certain things that money will not buy for you, but relationship will buy for you. Look at technology as a tool. Technology as a leverage tool. Technology is one of the most powerful enabler of underground leverage. It allows individual and organization to scale operations efficiently. If you are on this call and you don't earn through technology, you only spend on technology, you feel that, okay, let me also inform us that technology brought us comfort. But mind you, that same comfort, you are paying for it. You are paying for it. Then the question is, what do you earn from technology? Are you only paying? Okay, let's take, for example, the use of airtime, the use of data. It's just like blood in the body. It's just like we spend every day on the usage of these telecommunication commodities. How much do we make from it? Ask yourself, how much do you make from it? Have you thought of positioning yourself? Have you thought of strategically, positioning yourself in a place where you also will begin to make, even if it is one naira. Digital tools can automate marketing and communication, manage customer relationship, track performance metric, deliver online services and products. We have example of Jumia. We have so many other examples like that as we go in this webinar, we'll be able to come around some of them. Deliver online service and products. So platforms such as WhatsApp, Google, Telegram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook, to mention just a few, provide tools that enable global reach within minimal cost. The integration of technology into business processes transforms effort into scalable system. In leveraging, effort is measured in whatever context as your effort plus other people's effort. That means your effort plus the effort put by everybody in the team. Leverage is built by team. Leverage is usually a teamwork thing. And if you must begin to earn in multiple sources, then you must be ready to key into a leverage company organization. Is either you build your own, you key into the one that have already been built. So let's look at human capital and network leverage. Human capital and network leverage. People remain central to any leverage system. A strong team multiplies productivity and enhances innovation. To build human leverage, invest in continuous training, delegate effectively, build trust and accountability, encourage creativity and ownership. People in the network should own up the business, should run, in that organization or company, as if it is the.
Every place I've ever worked, they used to think that maybe I'm a child of the founder or something. I carry it on my head. When I left, many people did not know. Some clients, they will still reach out to me. How is your daddy? He's the founder they're talking about. Because I have always known that I'm also going to do so. When I'm there, it's as if I'm doing internship for my own. Regardless of who you are, if it ever comes out of your mouth, that salary is the money they pay anybody to forget his or her dreams. You don't qualify to be an employer. Because employment should be in two ways. It's either to transition you to become a co-stakeholder in the organization, or transition you to go and be a stakeholder in your own. Now, those two things, you see that there's one thing in common. You are actually envisioning leadership, which means that you cannot be lazy. If you truly know that one day, either I will become a co-stakeholder in this one, or go and become a stakeholder in my own, your work ethic will show it. So when we do our own job well, these ones are able to do these ones. We are able to help this one do this one well. So we must understand what category we are in whatever unit you actually lead in.
Let's talk about the real engine behind every great success, the team. Innovation isn't a solo sport. It's about bringing different perspectives together to solve complex problems. When we build a team, we're not just hiring talent, we're building a culture of trust and a shared vision. That's where the magic happens. That's how we turn the impossible into reality. Start building your team today, because together, we can go further.
Leverage is equally important. Relationship create access to opportunities, funding, and knowledge. According to social capital theory, networks provide value that can be converted into economic and social benefits. This explains why strategic connections are essential for growth. Let's look at example of leverage and what they leverage on. Number one, we have popular virtual companies and what they connect. We have the social media. The social media, they connect people to people and content. Like the first one here, we have Facebook. What does it do? What does Facebook leverage? Now, I think it is called Meta. It connect friends, community, businesses, and the owner is Mark Zuckerberg. We have example of Instagram. This Instagram also connect value content, influencers, brands. See, these people, they understood leverage. They understand the fact that I can connect Mr. A and B and make money. And one of my mentor, Olumide, said something. That is Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. He said, air and time is free. You can now imagine somebody just sat down. Air, God gave us air free. He gave us time free. Somebody now imagine creatively. Okay, let me structure something that as they use this air time together, I will also be making money. And that is how the airtime came about. And that is what it is. But if you want to leverage, you must identify the need of people and you now key it. We have the Twitter, it connects real-time news, conversation. We have the owner is Elon Musk. We have TikTok, and we also have the area of messaging and communication. We have WhatsApp, we have Zoom, we have Skype, we have LinkedIn, we have Upwork. We are under the e-commerce. We have Amazon, we have Alibaba, then we have Jumia, we have Konga, we have under ride and service platform. We have Uber, we have Airbnb. Then under payment platforms, we have PayPal, we have Flutterwave. So all these people, they had understood the power of leverage. They understood the power of leverage. They understood the power of building something around people. The power of building something around people. There are challenges in building leverage system. Number one, resistance to change. That is why at times when opportunity come up to certain persons, they throw it away. They don't want to change. They want to live in the past. If an opportunity like Full Page, like the CEO I've mentioned, what Full Page stands for, comes our way, some people look at these people, they just want to come and collect their money. So there is resistance to change. Limited knowledge or exposure is also another challenge. Poor planning and execution, resource constraint, fear of losing control. So many individuals struggle with delegation because they equate control with effectiveness. Ladies and gentlemen that are on this call, the big question that is begging for an answer is, how do we deploy leverage for wealth creation and multi-level earning? How do we deploy it? And that is where we are. We can deploy that in two ways. We deploy leverage in two ways. It is how you leverage through your own personal produced product and services. That is by allowing as many as possible subscribing into your own product that you have produced. You can leverage from your own product. Then you can also leverage from other people's products. Let me give us an instance. To build a website now, to build a site like an e-commerce is very expensive. And you know that, you won't be able to build a website like Jumia. Why not key into Jumia as an agent of Jumia while you make money? Some years ago when I began to place order on Jumia, after some orders, what I did was the person who is bringing the delivery to me, I asked him, how do I also join to become an agent of Jumia? Lo and behold, I was given a link. I became an agent of Jumia. So as I place order, I earn as I place order. And that is leverage. I don't have those goods. People who need the goods will come to me. I buy the laptop through the Jumia, and from there, I also get my own percentage. That is still passive. It's still active anyway. But what we want to paint for all those on call this evening is that you can leverage. You leverage that while you are sleeping, you are making money. That is why you see in the world of content creation, so many millionaires have been vetted. They sit in the comfort of their home on the street, create content and push it out. And there are a lot of sites like YouTube, Facebook that pay as your content is viewed. Let's look at practical application. Underground leverage is a hidden engine of sustainable success. It shifts focus from effort to structure. That means it's not about your effort. There is this adage that say if you are running alone, you will run fast, but with more people you can go farther away. He said it's not about effort. What leverage is not about effort. It's about structure, from activities to productivity, and from short-term gains to long-term impact. To apply this concept, this is what you need to do. Start by automating one key process. Build and train a reliable team. Invest in digital tools. Then develop meaningful relationships. Continuously refine your system. Individuals and organizations that master underground leverage will not only achieve success, but will sustain and expand it. The future belongs to those who understand that true power lies not in visible effort, but in invisible system. So I conclude, you will agree with me that our economy have changed. Our economy have changed. We are in the times where it is those who are working smart that are earning the money. Let's see what Charles Darwin said. He said, it is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. A lot of things are going on. Let's embrace change. And the change is the leverage. You must intentionally build leverage. A business built around people, vision, and shared purpose will always stand the test of time. Think about it now. Christianity started with just 12 disciples, and today it has spread across the entire world. That is the power of a vision carried by people. Jesus, what he did was he elected just 12. You can imagine. Look at football clubs across Europe and beyond. See, many have existed for over 100 years. Because they are built on loyal community, structure, and continuity. Consider brands like Coca-Cola, telecom service provider, and even the banking system. These are not just businesses; they are systems sustained by people. Trust and consistent value. That is what leverage is all about. Not just a project or a business, but a movement powered by people, driven by vision, and designed to last. So the real question is, are you ready to be part of something that will stand the test of time? If you are ready to be part of something that stands the test of time, use your emoji to indicate. Ladies and gentlemen on the call, just imagine there is a system you plug in, and build. As people buy their product, personal items from different factories and shops, you make little percentage of what they build for life. Like Jumia, like Konga, like Temu, connecting people with products. Like Uber, connecting people who want to travel, with those who are to, carry them to those places. I have recommended in this webinar, I said recommendation and way forward for the Nigeria economy, embracing leverage for inclusive prosperity. There is a need for Nigeria to begin to leverage, to begin to build a leverage that will get to the final consumer. Build a leverage system. Our economy should be structured in such a way that whatever businesses all these top bodies are running, let the final consumer, let the masses, let the common man, also be in the chain of earning. So the Nigerian economy should embrace a model of leveraging that is fair, inclusive, and beneficial to all. Let me give us an instance of OPay and the other bank app. OPay gives cash back. The rate at which OPay give cash back, if other banks are doing the same, there is every possibility wealth would have gone round. Many people would have made money. But in our bank apps, we just keep the money there and nothing happens. So this means creating an economic system where everyone within the chain of production and consumption becomes an earner, not merely a spender. You don't just need to be spending, but you should earn. You should earn. Let a system like that be structured. You say when wealth creation opportunities are embedded within everyday economic activities, wealth circulates more broadly. Inequality is reduced and economic fairness is strengthened. Too often, government policies and agreements with service providers, manufacturers, and investors end up being injurious to the final consumer. The common man, in many cases, investors and stakeholders, in a bid to recover cost and maximize profit, pass excessive charges on to ordinary Nigerians who bear the burden through high price and service costs. And that is what we are suffering. And at the end of the day, because of the bad system, Nigerians don't have a system. We do not have a structure. Every business player, every entrepreneurship will just come to Nigeria and do what they want to do. Number one, build leverage in the economy. Number two, introduce recycling-based economic reward. A recycling-based economy, a structured recycling system should be built into product-based businesses so that people can return used materials like plastic, like bottles, like packaging, electronics, and earn from them. Because of our time, let's move. Number three, integrate reward-based models in banking. There is a strong case for incorporating leverage and reward system into the banking sector. Financial institutions can learn from innovative companies, and the like. He said, why shouldn't traditional Nigerian banks provide, number one, cash back on purchase? Why? Why wouldn't they provide cash back on purchase? Why? When the service provider pay them, they make all the money all alone. Loyalty rewards and on transaction. Loyalty rewards on transaction. Then referral earning. Why wouldn't they introduce something like that? Micro investment incentives for average account holder. Consumer participation model tied to banking product. This system can democratize earning opportunity. Number four, expand financial inclusion beyond the elite. Explore ethical network-based economic model. Very important. Elements of network marketing or multi-level distribution, when structured ethically and productively, can contribute to poverty reduction by creating income channels beyond wages. Building leverage into the economy through community-based earning structures shared value system, and performance-driven network can stimulate entrepreneurship and reduce poverty. In conclusion, the way forward for Nigeria is not merely more spending or more taxation, but more participation in wealth creation. An economy where consumers can also be earners, waste can generate income, banks reward participation, policies protect the masses, and leverage system multiplies opportunity. In an economy positioned for inclusive growth, building leverage into Nigeria economy may well be one of the strongest pathway towards sustainable wealth creation and poverty reduction. Thank you very much for having me and for sharing in some of my thoughts this evening. I think it is about leverage. We all need to go all out to build something that will continue to leverage. Thank you very much, the CEO, Full Page Innovation. Thank you very much, our moderator, Omiremi Ado, all the way from Lagos. Over to you for the concluding part of the webinar.